taking it a minute, maybe because you had to restart, because I had to restart. All right. Okay. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to turn this over to Michael so he can light our candle and explain why.
Hello, good morning, and good morning to those of you who do watch on YouTube and also on Facebook. We appreciate you being here with us today. I am lighting our candle here. It's our community candle. If you can see, there's wax. The wax represents that there's only one. There's only one. And the first wick represents the light of God as you. Again, all the great teachers and saints and sages have all taught that the kingdom of heaven is within us. And the second wick I light is that of the community, which represents all of us, which represents the we. And again, if you can see, we shine a much greater light into the world. Thank you.
All right. And thank you. And I'm going to send this over to John to do an opening song for us.
Loving now. Loving yesterday, loving tomorrow, loving today, loving now, loving awareness, kindness and happiness, peace and goodness, loving now. Loving music, loving singing, loving harmony, loving now, loving awareness, kindness and happiness, peace and goodness, loving now. Loving forgiveness, loving gratefulness, loving creativity, loving as we could, loving wisdom, being kinder, living better, loving what is good. Loving nature, loving beauty, loving each other, loving now, loving awareness, kindness and happiness, peace and goodness, loving now, loving now.
All right. Thank you, John. We appreciate that. And Michael is now going to do our Science Online 365.
Well, again, good morning. And this is for the 18th day, beginning of the brand new year, 2026. And let's see here. Okay. Oh, this is a good one today. I'm reading from Science of Mind 365. And the title is The Argument That Wins. The Argument That Wins. From 1 John, it says, He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light. Ernest Holmes' commentary says, when St. John said that it is impossible for us to remain in the light while we hate someone else, he was pointing out the same truth that Jesus had in mind when he said that for us to forgive, that we may be forgiven. We should not expect the law of good to operate for us alone, shutting all others out. It is only that which we share with others that is really ours. We are so constituted that when we think evil of others or condemn them, it is impossible to escape this condemnation for ourselves. This is why Jesus says, judge not, that ye be judged not. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. So everything that goes out comes back. Our thoughts and acts move in circles. So today, I bless myself for the good that I would do, and I bless everyone else for the good that they would do. And I recognize the presence of God at the center of my own being, and I know that the divine spirit within me responds to that same spirit in others, comforting, unifying, and making whole. There is no criticism, no false judgment, no unkindness in me. My whole thought and feeling is one of praise, of thanksgiving, and of blessing. So today I live as though this moment were eternity, and I recognize that the kingdom of good is at hand. So seeing the divine in everything, I know that the divine in all things responds to me. Receiving the silent blessing of spirit, I permit this blessing to enrich the life of everyone that I meet, to bring comfort and faith and good cheer to everyone that I contact. I walk in that light in which there is no darkness, in that love in which there is no fear, and in that life in which there is no death. Science of Mind 365.
Thank you. Today, we're going to continue our series from in January. We do the introduction to go over the introduction to the Science of Mind, the 4 chapters, and we are on the 3rd one, and John is going to be doing that on what it does, and so that's what our it is today. The next week it'll be Michael doing how to use it. So, and Deb, hello, hope you're there, and Carol Ann is sent a message saying that she's not going to be here, but she's thinking of us. So, all right. So, with that, I'm going to turn this over to Tim to do our meditation. Start our meditation.
Right. In accordance with the end of that reading, I let myself be whole, I let myself be free, I let abundance be the way for me. I let myself feel love. I let myself feel peace. I let my life unfold in harmony. And so it is, and so it is. I let abundance be the way for me. And so it is, and so it is. I let my life unfold in harmony.
And so it is, as we allow our life to unfold in harmony. Let's take in a deep breath. Just release and relax and just let go. Let's take in another deep breath. And as you relax, just allow your chair to support you. And one more great big deep breath in. And just as you let go of the depth of the breath, allow any tension in your body to be released as well. For there is one power, one presence, one mind, one activity, one thought, one creator, and that one is God. For God is everywhere present, everywhere active, always active, powerful, and knowing that God is all this and created us and this world and everything around us, knowing this, that we were created in the image and the likeness of God, that we are a part of God. We are one with God's power and spirit and light and love and peace and joy, wisdom, wholeness, completeness, perfection, abundance and prosperity. Every part of God we are. And as we recognize that Spirit is in us, through us, and as us, that we are, again, love, light, peace, joy, power, beauty, wisdom, wholeness, completeness, perfection, abundance, and prosperity. I speak my word now for Summit Center for Spiritual Living, that today is a beautiful day, that for those that are with us physically, or at least on the call, or see us later at a different time, that we know that each and every person, that their needs are being met right here and right now, whatever it may be. Physical, mental, emotional, it is being taken care of. So with that, I just know for those that may need a little extra prayer for health, that the health is happening right here and right now, that their body is aligning with the perfect health of spirit. I also know for those who may not be having more money than month, or month than money, let's put it that way, having more month than money, that each and every person has more than enough to go around, to not only give, but to receive and to give generously and to receive again and give again, as the circle just keeps going around and around. So I am thankful for each and every person here. I'm thankful for John doing our message today, for Tim doing the music, and John doing the music. I'm also thankful for Hannah doing the Facebook feed, and Kyle and Michael and myself, Deb, who we may not see, but she's here. And I know for Carol Ann, who's normally here, that she too, in spirits, is with us. And she's acknowledging us that way. So I give great thanks. I give great thanks for all the good that is happening. I am also know that kindness is the best thing we can be, kind to each other, kind to ourselves, and that we include in our prayers officials and the world government officials, that God is directing them and that all is well, and that peace is actually in the midst of everything. It just needs to be brought forward. Peace is always there. It just needs to be brought forward. So with that, one more time, I give thanks. I release my word, knowing that it is done, and so it is, and so I let it be. Amen.
And so it is, and so it is. I let abundance be the way for me. And so it is, and so it is. I let my life unfold in harmony. I let my life unfold in harmony.
Thank you, Tim. And as we open our eyes, please also open your cameras and look into each other's eyes and see magnificence of spirit, of God within each other. Just feel that, how good that feels. This is my favorite part of our service, is that moment. So, all right, well, thank you. And I get to introduce Reverend John Miller, as he is doing what it does on the third week of our series of the Science Mind Introduction. And thank you, John. It's all yours.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, what it does, what is it? Well, we already went through that. What Ernest Holmes calls the thing itself has otherwise been described as source, awareness, creator, creative reality, the spirit of life. Some people call it the dear Lord, God. No matter what it is called, it is creative. It is dynamic. It is holistic. It is universal. It is described as intelligent, as loving, as life-love energy. I call it creative awareness or creative loving energy. What it does is manifest. It creates in abundance. It imagines, generates, and orchestrates what seems at times to be miracles. Isn't this a miracle that we are even here and that we exist, that we think, act, and make things better? With expanding varieties of ideas and expressions of itself, Source manifests multiple levels of realities with nodes of intelligent interaction, communication, and creative participation like you and me. And it heals and it moves toward goodness. The universal idea or wellspring of creative awareness and action is an energy fountain. I believe that the real purpose of life is to learn and to grow in and as a temporarily self-identifying spray of source creativity. Ultimately, each individuated dance of intention is destined to recognize unity and unify with and fully realize its expression of creative awareness. From the Bible, the name spoken by the powerful being that Moses met is Yahweh, the 4 Hebrew letters known as the Tetragrammaton, Yud, Hai, Vav, Hai, translated as, I am that I am. This is a statement of being, of presence, of sovereign creative awareness. The European philosopher René Descartes posited cogito ergo sum, Latin for I think, therefore I am. Or is it more properly, I am, therefore I think and do. William James, a more modern philosopher influenced by New Thought, taught that as you think, so are you. Ernest Holmes expressed a similar idea with, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. Or also with the better known saying, change your thinking, change your life. Holmes also said, to learn how to think is to learn how to live. Universal Mind is the transformative cosmic think tank whereby the source creative reality generates thought forms and moves them into apparent expression with action. The Greek philosopher Plato described ideas, the perfect universal thought forms that are patterns for the things that appear in our reality. Each of us does this thought to reality process in individual expression, and reality prompts more thoughts and actions. Limiting ourselves to the 5 sense perception, we would miss most of this amazing performance of creative awareness in multiple realities, countless manifestations of ideas and activities. We perceive only a tiny fraction of the full frequency band. Our sight only sees a tiny bit of the light spectrum. Other dimensions of possibility and experience may be as close as the air in your nose. We have allowed others in multiple arenas of creative expression to sequester knowledge, hide much of reality, and even manipulate perception within a restrictive set of partially to fully false guidelines and narratives. They've tried to limit our comprehension, deceive us, and set up challenges. For example, sometimes legitimacy is distorted or faked under the rubric of the science as though it were said, done, and infallible. Further, war, disasters, and other crises, many that might have been avoided, impact lives and make things difficult. But according to the state of our mind with its processes of intuition, intention, thinking, and feeling, we can move through and beyond what seems like time. Time is just a conceptual agreement about an eternal event stream. We can move beyond what has been taught to us by others and beyond apparent disturbances to experience greater awareness of what manifests. According to Ernest Holmes, the first great discovery that humans made was that they could think. This was the day when a human rose from the ground and said, I am. This marked the first great day of personal attainment, and from that day, each human became an individual and had to make all further progress for oneself. Any compulsory evolution stopped when the human became an individual, and from that day had to work in conscious union with nature's forces, but not having to work alone, for instinctive life has always been and will never depart. Instinctive life desires that each of us shall express more and yet more of our own limitless possibilities. Humanity is evolving from an infinite basis. Beyond us is the great unknown, but not the great unknowable. For the unknown becomes known through us, and whatever more instinctive life is to do for us must be done through us. Nature must work through us in order to work for us. This is true all along the line of life and endeavor. That's from the Science of Mind, page 6. In the process of creation from the source awareness, a universal realm of thoughts, both conscious and unconscious ideas, as well as active energy, is unfolded. Some refer to this as mind or universal mind, higher consciousness. There are images, frequencies, and laws of mathematics and physics established in this realm on which we depend for planning, doing, analyzing, and comprehension. Conscious experiences range from love to anger or hate, from joy to sadness, from peace to violence, from imagination to planning and action, and much more. This universe of ideas and actions operates in a consistent manner. Creative reality expresses its aware energy as intelligent frequencies through universal laws, intentionally creating the mental, emotional, and physical realms. Again, from Holmes, the ability to think seemed to be an automatic thing. The brain seemed to be the organ of thought, and of course, when death stilled the brain, it would no longer operate. This was self-evident. But the day came when some wise person said that it is not the brain that thinks at all. For if the brain of itself could think, then one could cut it out and it would keep right on thinking. But to return to the thinker, we do not see it. But the proof of its reality is in the evidence of its works. There is a thinker and doer back of the organism who is using it for conscious purpose. This is a great discovery, for it means that the body without the thinker could neither be sick nor suffer, for without the thinker there could be no movement of the body. Why then are we sick? Well, memory is the storehouse of all my conscious thoughts, and it is active. My body is not conscious of life, but my thought is conscious of my body. My body is operated upon by my thought, and it must also be operated on by my memory, since memory is active. But since memory is only the result of conscious thought, memory of itself is an unconscious operation of what was once a conscious thought. Holmes continues, practically the whole human race is hypnotized because it thinks what somebody else told it to think. Ernest Holmes' message is that whatever sickness or poverty was, it was the result of thought. And by changing the thought, one could change the effect. One can learn to turn away from the body when it was sick and go back into mind and think of the body as being perfect. For this thought worked independently of the body, said Holmes. So he tells us to abandon the image of sickness in favor of one of health, saying to oneself, I am perfect no matter what the appearance may be. Of the individual, Holmes states, if he always thought of himself as being perfect, he would always feel better. But what should he do with his body when it appeared sick? How was he to think of himself when he was sick? Could he deny that he was sick when he was suffering? Yes, for his sickness was the result of thought, and by changing the thought, he could change the effect. He learned to turn away from the body when it was sick and go back into mind and think of the body as being perfect. For his thought worked independently of the body. He turned from the image of sickness to the idea of health and said, I am perfect no matter what the appearance may be. Creative healing. Most of us do not follow the wisdom of good holistic thinking. As a society, we have adopted the treat illness with poisons model propagandized by the pharmaceutical industry, controlled media, and corrupt false authorities, and their problem, reaction, solution deceptions. Each of us that wants to survive and grow in consciousness must learn to take control of our own well-being with creative wisdom and self-power. In Plato's well-known example of the cave, captive humans are fixated on scary images portrayed on the wall by their captors in firelight and are afraid to venture from the cave due to their false perception and fear. In another example, Plato likened the soul operating in a human body to a charioteer with two flying horses trying to go in different directions. Today, there are many more than 2 or 3 influences vying for control of mind and body. In Buddhism, Madhyamika philosophy in particular, influences, distractions, and polarities are rejected with their notion of negation, neti neti, not this, not that, on the path to nirvana. This practice is one process for reaching enlightenment, for returning to conscious unification with what we might call source reality. In the West, the Hebrew idea of repentance and Yeshua's teachings of forgiveness and love are more favored positive ways of moving beyond limitation to healing and greater awareness. What if we could figure out a positive way to say or describe almost anything or situation? For examples, instead of complaining about how cold it is, I could say, I look forward to it being warmer soon. After all, Groundhog Day is just a week and a half away, and that's the halfway point of winter, like the 3rd of February, the day after Groundhog Day is that winter's half over. Instead of saying, you don't know, you could say, that is unknown to me, or I would like to know. Instead of saying you can't or won't, say, I've got something else in mind, something else to do, or I'd like to avoid that, or I'm going to skip that. We can find a way of liberation from limitation of perception and experience. Expanding our awareness to recognize the whole consciousness, we can move beyond the dynamic interplay of apparently opposing forces perpetuating duality thinking and falsehood. Life originates from creative reality, manifesting aware energy that is loving and good. This awareness expresses itself as love, beauty, and union, as well as allowing expressions of a darker separative nature to occur. Holmes says love is within us. It cannot be destroyed, it cannot be ignored. To the extent that we abandon love, we will feel it has abandoned us. Denying love is our only problem, and embracing it is the only answer. Through the power of love, we can let go of past history and begin again. Love heals, forgives, and makes whole. He also said in times when there were no electrical currents, when the air was not swarming with electrical influences, it was easier to be human. For this reason, in order to be human at all today, it is necessary to expend much stronger spiritual capacities than was necessary a century ago. I'm sorry, that is from Rudolf Steiner back in 1917. If we are to get on to the right side of the world revolution, we as a nation must undergo a radical revolution of values. We must rapidly begin the shift from a thing-oriented society to a person-oriented society. Martin Luther King, whose birthday we celebrate tomorrow, although it was really a couple days ago. Never limit your view of life by any past experience, returning to Holmes' quotes. When you want to do a big thing, get the mental pattern, make it perfect. Know just what it means. Enlarge your thought. Keep it to yourself. Pass it over to the creative power behind all things. Wait and listen, and when the impression comes, follow it with assurance. Don't talk to anyone about it. Never listen to negative talk or pay attention to it, and you will succeed where all others fail. Move forward. Think only about your dream and never think about what you do not want. Since the only life you can have is the life of the Spirit within you, you need but permit its radiance to flow through your thought into self-expression. You are surrounded by a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. You are immersed in and saturated with the vital essence of life. Its presence permeates everything, binding all together in one complete whole. I call this betterment. To the degree that we consciously recognize and unify with creative reality and pursue our intuitive intention for beneficial action, we engage in aware living. There's a less obvious relationship among many events and dimensions, sometimes revealing signs in what we call synchronicities. Is what is called a coincidence really a nexus of creative energy manifestation? A revelation, a miracle, a mystical epiphany? If we expose and turn from the programmed deception of a planned control system, we can reject the recycled doubt, fear, limitation, and poisons that undermine health and well-being, that delay our conscious reunion with creative awareness. Ultimately, we can expand caring for ourselves, others, and humanity as a whole in loving kindness. We heal traumas, illness, and the sense of separation in the process. The self-awareness of I am that I am serves your own betterment. Your real self is creative awareness, individualized, the inner connection to higher dimensions and source, the loving creative reality of awareness and power. In the wisdom of creative awareness, beyond the doubt and fear of mistake and the challenges of your event stream, you can dedicate yourself to learning, improving, and expressing the creative art, goodness, and well-being of the Creator. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That was great. And, I'm going to let Michael say what he wants to say because I know he's ready to say something.
Well, no, John, again, thank you. I'm on my fourth read of the home study course, and it's interesting. It's just so wonderful. I mean, it's a simple concept to be able to focus, to say, well, we'll focus on what you want rather than you don't want. But it's another thing to do it, and that the being able to see again beyond the appearances. And that's why, again, that's why we need each other to remind us. And so thank you, John. Thank you for reminding us of our creative power and our ability to create. And, and again, always reminds me of the verse from Book of Deuteronomy. I set before you a blessing and a curse, And so, which one do you pick? And yes, it's not to deny that stuff happens, but it's to see beyond the appearances. So thank you, John, for reminding us. And again, the whole idea of my knowingness is that, with the state of the world today, is that, again, that we're coming from that chaos we're coming into a light that respects other people, or light that respects the life within us and the life that respects others. So thank you.
And thank you, John. That was very good. Sorry, my mouth wasn't working for a second. That's unusual. But anyways, I do appreciate it. And the reminder that, again, that we really can control our thoughts, but we can, as long as we do it from a place of kindness, not only for us, but for others, it's going to be all right. And put love in there too. It's going to be good. So, all right. I'm going to turn this over to Tim now so he can do a song. But thank you again, John.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, John. And here's a recap of the lesson we just experienced. I made a new decision as I woke up about a principle that I was always taught. Where my mind goes, my world always follows. So I'm taking a new direction with my thoughts. For the sake of being a survivor, I had really forgotten how to live. Until a voice inside whispered, I think you recognize that it's really time for something to give. So I let this end be a beginning. Empty this cup and fill it with something new. I don't need to know how or where it happens. I'll just be the vessel for it to shine through. I've heard a thing or two about painful endings. They're often new beginnings in disguise. So I'll release with love all that needs to go now, and take in this new day with new eyes. So I'll release with love all that needs to go now, and take in this new day with new eyes. So it is.
Thank you, Tim. That was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful. And I'm going to turn this over to Michael now, so you can do some things. I need to leave for a moment, and I will be back. So, okay.
All right. So hello there, and again, this is our time for giving. So again, that we really appreciate everyone your gifts of time, talent, and treasure. And so, if you would like to contribute your treasure to us in Thanksgiving for this bright light that we shine into the world, again, it's very easy. Just go to either Zelle or PayPal and just put in SSC of Akron at gmail.com, SSC of Akron at gmail.com. Or you can send a check to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310, and put Summit Center for Spiritual Living, Summit Center, something like that. And again, the resources that we use here, again, it's not only to support our local community, but we also support through our giving, New Thought Media Network, and also Centers for Spiritual Living. So it's not just us, is that we that John was talking about, expanding it to the we. So if you could take your gift in your hand, symbolically right top over left, and again giving great thanks for all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. I just now know that everyone is blessed in this perfect circulation of giving and receiving. The divine is always giving to us. So we, in turn, we give. We know that, again, that as we give, we complete that circuit of good. We acknowledge the good that we have, and we just now know that as we circulate it, it comes back to us multiplied naturally. So I just give great thanks for this community, for Summit Center for Spiritual Living, and for all of us here being here today to shine our light to the world. And so it is. Amen. All right, John, give us a dose of good and more good, please.
Good, more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to express more good, accept more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
Oh, thank you, John. That's a affirmation for those of you who are unfamiliar with it. Affirmation that was written by Dr. Ernest Holmes, that this community, we put to music. So announcements. Again, I spend most of my week at New Thought Media Network, ntmedia.org. And again, check it out. And a lot of the programs that I do personally, and I also produce, are put on our YouTube page. So if you want to check it out there, please do. And I noticed that because I do that, the simple thing of just putting it on that individuals watch, they check out this community. So again, ntmedia.org, and yeah, lots of good stuff going on with the network. So John, what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm still putting up my blogs at yeswise.com and on my YesWise channel at YouTube. I have a program called Inspiry. It's just brief little inspirational ideas and thoughts. And I've added now some of my financial insights programs on the YesWise channel at YouTube as well. So you can check those out too. YesWise.com or YesWise channel on YouTube.
And Tim's music, Tomorrow's music, is available. How do you get a hold of some of that good inspirational music, Tim?
You just go to broadjam.com, type in my name. Any of my previous CDs can be streamed for free or downloaded for $1 a song.
Wow. That's a bargain. Again, we're so I know that we are so grateful to have the two of you in our lives, and to be able to provide the music. Diana and I have we've been to services and attended churches that had no music, and that was, again, music. Just get so inspired by, again, hearing the songs today. And so, all right. If that is the case and we're done with announcements, go ahead.
John. You can get my songs at johndavidmiller.com. You can listen to some of my recorded songs there.
Hey, Tim, how do you spell your last name?
Mauro.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm a very good friend whose last name ends in Mauro. It was Santamaro, but her dad shortened it to Morrow for his construction business. It might be distant relatives. I don't know.
Entirely possible.
Yeah. How wonderful. All right. So let's go into a moment of silence. And again, let's just take something that maybe that we heard today that kind of awoken something within us, something that either John or Tim went ahead and sung today, or something that John said, or something any one of us has said. Just kind of take it into the silence and be with it there. I will ring us in and I will ring us out. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us at wherever we are, no matter what we're doing, no matter where we're at God is. And so it is. Amen.
Life is real. Life is true. We are life. Living is me and you. and you. Peace is real, peace is true. We are peace, living is me and you. Love is real, love is true. We are love, living is me and you. Living as me and you.
All right, thank you, everyone, and that concludes our online presence. Again, we're available again during the week. Please get a hold of us, and again, thank you for being with us. And Anna, you can take us offline. And hey, Diana.